back to Chukitable Media. Here is the story of Quadri. Who is Quadri and how does he come to the limelight? And what happened to Quadri eventually? That is exactly what I want to explain to you. Quadri was the guy that stood in front of Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in 2023. He stood in front of the convoy and waving Peter Obi, praising Peter Obi, adoring Peter Obi, and Peter Obi did not send him away. Rather, he stopped, spoke with him, talked to him, and eventually visited him at the end of the day. The entourage of Peter Obi did not hurt this guy. Rather, they appreciated him. They say it is reciprocal. It showed that it's a youth that actually love to see a peaceful Nigeria. But what happened to him afterwards? The election went by. Everything calmed down. This guy, Quadri, got compensated by His Excellency Peter Obi. He was asked what he wanted to do in his life, and he said it. And support to assist him came in from everybody, most especially His Excellency Governor Peter Obi. Now, as time passed by, this guy and the family were living in Motion. I think Motion area, that was where they were living. The people in the area, the traditional chief in the area, they weren't actually happy with Quadri and the family. Quadri was framed up. He was framed up to be a thief, to be among the robbers in the area, to be among the people disturbing the peace of that particular area where they were living. Quadri was eventually arrested and taken to the police station on the fateful day when he was coming back from his workplace. Quite unfortunate. Is it true that Quadri is a thief? Is it true to be among the robbers they grouping together with at the police station? Quite sad for a promising young Nigerian who eventually found himself in the bad book of the people that are supposed to protect him and guide him right. Quadri was arrested, taken to the prison by the police. This news got to the hearing of His Excellency Peter Obi after a while. So, His Excellency grouped people together to go and visit and actually find out what happened to Quadri through the help of the social media. I think this news filtered to him. Eventually, it was found out, unfortunately, that what they accused Quadri of, it is a trump-up charges against Quadri. That was why they took him to the police and they locked him up and eventually sent him to the maximum prison center. Eventually, our lawyer, Mr. Hefyong, was called by Peter Obi to go and investigate and look deeper into the matter. So, Inibehe Hefyong acted on behalf of Peter Obi for Quadri. So upon finding out after the investigation Mr. Effiong discovered that Quadr was framed up. Why was he framed up in front of the judge? He was framed up because of the compensation he received from Peter Obi that they said he refused to share with them in that area. Those people in the area said they want to eat out of what was given to Quadr. That was the reason why they framed him up. And the question why he has to love Peter Obi so much like that. Now, these thugs in the area, and it was allegedly said even the traditional chiefs in the area were involved in this plot to take Quadr and to put the family in pain. Quadr was grouped together with another 4 guys, according to the story. Those guys, they were grouped together by the police. Quadr happens not to even know any one of them. And I believe those guys also, they denounced that they knew Quadr himself. Now, look at the way it is. Because they said he did not compensate them. He did not share out of the money with them. I don't understand where people, the wickedness of the people, is going. I don't understand why people have to be like that to each other. It was also said that when they brought Quadr in front of the police, the age they gave to the judge was that Quadr was 18 years or above 18 years. They said they hurriedly made a paper so that they can jail, they can detain, they can keep Quadr for as long as they want because they said he's an adult. Whereas it was found out later that Quadr was just only 17 years old, and a 17 years old under the law is not supposed to be kept in the prison, the maximum prison. But why did the police act that way? Who were the officers in charge that made this happen, keeping Quadr in prison? Anyway, this is the summary of what happened to Quadr. You will hear Quadr also speak here. You will hear the mother also speak. And you will hear lawyer Effiong also to speak. Maybe you will get more information than what I've given to you. Let's watch.
Please give us a brief rundown of what happened in court today.
Okay, so we were in court this morning. As you can see, we just finished the proceedings before Court 9, Magistrate Court Apapa. We came this morning regarding the case of Alabi Quadr, a 17-year-old teenager who came to fame in 2023 during the elections when he spontaneously jumped and stood in front of the convoy of the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi. You would recall that his photograph at the time became an internet sensation, and Nigerians became very interested in his case. Following that, a lot of people made donations to him, and his matter was widely reported. Quite sadly, people in the community some people in the community, so-called area boys, felt entitled to be settled in quotes or to be appeased, and they demanded that part of the monies you donated to Quadr be given to them. In fact, I can also tell you that the Baale of their community specifically told Quadr's mother to buy a cow with rice and cook to appease the youth. Because they refused to do this family has been continuously witch-hunted since 2023. Let me also place on record that this was the second time that Quadr has been arrested. The first time, the same area boys took him before the same Baale of the community, invited police to arrest him. At that time, we did not hear about it. So in January, was returning from work at night when two boys grabbed him, dragged him to the Amokoko Divisional Police Headquarters and told the DPO that Quadr was involved in street fighting. To our greatest dismay, on the 27th of January, the police brought him before the same court to be remanded, only for them to get to court, and they were told that Quadr was being wanted in connection with a case of armed robbery. The family was very shocked by this development. The family had no hand in this, and therefore nobody heard about it until one Hassana brought this matter to please come to this side. Brought this matter to social media X, and our attention was called to it, and the family then briefed me to represent him. This is the mother of Quadr, and this is Hassana, the activist who brought the matter to public attention. We took immediate steps to investigate the matter, and I personally met with Quadr at the Medium Security Correctional Custodial Center, Kirikiri. Interviewed him for over 2 hours, and he made it clear to me that, number one, the other persons who were said to be his casemates are unknown to him, and that he was not involved in any case of armed robbery or any other offense. We therefore took steps to bring the matter to the attention of the DPP. Finally, the Director of Public Prosecution issued a legal advice, and as you can see today, the court found that Alabi Quadr had no case to answer, he was not involved in armed robbery, and there was no basis for him to be arrested. So Quadr was discharged today and has been set free. He's going to go home in the next few minutes once the magistrate has signed his release warrant. So I want to thank Nigerians who have shown solidarity with Quadr, and I want to state on record that the DPO of Amokoko Divisional Headquarters must immediately be removed. I am calling on behalf of the family that the DPO of Amokoko must be removed immediately, and that even the IPO and other officers who were involved in this very devilish act of framing up a minor for armed robbery must be made to face orderly room trial. We are also demanding that the police must pay the sum of 100 million to Quadr, having been the case since January illegally. Lastly, we demand a public apology from the Nigerian police, and we ask the Inspector General of Police and the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State Commissioner of Police, to ensure that these measures are taken. Currently, Quadr and the family are under constant threat. We may have to find a way to relocate them from where they are staying because they are not safe. They have been even at that this morning before they came to court. They still went back to threaten them. So this is unacceptable. And that in a nutshell is what transpired today.
Are we going to see a prosecution of the boys who reported him to the police? I know you've called for the removal of the police officers, but the people who instigated the arrest?
Of course, that is why we are asking. We are going to disclose the alliances that we have in the coming minutes. One of them is Lege and Baba Waris. Those are the two area boys in the community. They are known, they are identifiable. We call for their immediate arrest and prosecution. We also ask that the Baale of their community should be questioned regarding his role in this matter. And those are our simple demands. Those are simple demands. You can see everything was clear in the court, but there was no basis to arrest this boy in the first place. There was no basis.
We hear it's the Balogun, not the Baale.
Well,
can we confirm?
That is going to be, clarified. But what I can tell you is that a traditional person in that community, they know him as Baale, had a hand in what has happened, and we would like him to also answer some questions. But our major target is the DPO, the IPO of Amokoko Divisional Headquarters, and the two area boys that we have mentioned. Let them explain to the world why Quadr was arrested in the first place.
Okay, how did you discover that Quadr was being Can you speak up?
Last month, in February, they organized a football match between Kirikiri Inibehe and Teta Influencers. So we got to know about one guy. that was there. The was owing the sum of 1.2 million naira, and that was why he was locked up. So after we helped that guy in prison, he told us he was country, and that was how we started. We're here last Wednesday. The case was adjourned till 28th of this month. It was postponed to 28th, but due to the corona, work and weakness, the case was brought forward to today.
Thank you for watching. Join me on the part 2 of Quadr's story. Yoruba people said, Bire ló bá mọ̀, ọ̀rẹ́ mi máa ṣe, tó bá lè jẹ́ ìkà, ó lè múra sí o, ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run ọba kò ní ṣaláì má ṣe. Please subscribe, share and like. Join me on the part 2, the conclusive part of this series.